Okay, we're back to getting it set up in a box. What I did was I took a small pigeon box here. We put the bird inside the box right now. As you can tell, if you look at the bird actually looks pretty much normal now. But just because the bird looks normal, you don't want to just right away start treating it like normal. Unfortunately, it's still got to get over its problem. The bacteria and so forth that caused the problem in the first place still have to be dealt with. We just cleared the crop out, and that's the first step. What we got to do now is you got to mix up some water and apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. I would say we've got it written on here too. It's three teaspoons to the gallon. So in this case, we have, I guess, 3/4 of a teaspoon to a quart, and we mix it up and give this to the bird for about a week, so it can kind of clean it out with the vinegar water. And then I ration the food as well. What I'll do is I'll take a tomato paste can. This is, I believe, 8 ounces, if I'm correct. And what you want to do is consider the size of this can for Homer-sized birds, 4 Homer-sized birds for 1 day's worth of food in this size of can. Excuse me.
6 ounce.
6 ounce. I'm sorry. 6 ounce can. See, I don't cook. That's terrible, but I'm admitting to that. But anyway, 6 ounce tomato paste can, and what you want to consider is a full can would be 4 Homer-sized birds or racer birds, would feed them for 1 day. So I take a quarter of this, obviously, because I only have 1 bird, and I'm going to ration the feeding of this bird for about a week, just every day, just a quarter of a can. That way the bird doesn't overeat. The big problem with sour crop is that the bird, once it has the bacteria that are causing the problem, the sour crop will get the bird, basically stop the digestive system, and the bird will get hungry, so it'll continue to eat, continue to drink, and then the crop will fill up, and then it'll start to go sour in there. And the bird will die if you don't deal with it. And you normally will notice the bird kind of hunched, it's kind of tipped over, and its whole crop will be swollen. What we did earlier, as I showed, is that we containerized the bird, in this case the pygmy powder. We took a tennis ball can and stuck the bird in the top of that and propped the can up inside of a container to keep the bird stable so that the crop would drain, because you want to make sure all the crop empties out so that it doesn't continue to rot inside the bird. If you have a bird that's larger, like an old German cropper, reverse wing powder, or one of the other powder breeds, I use a 2-liter can and just cut it. Cut the 2-liter can so you make sure that the tail and the legs can come out of the back end. And the top end that I use, which is in this case I believe the bottom end of the bottle, I also put some tape around it to keep the sharp edges away from the bird, and the bird would be put into this with head out and its wings tucked in here. If you have some issues with wrapping the wings, you could always put some paper towel around it, but you don't want to get the bird too hot. That's one of the problems, is you don't want to overheat the bird. And then once you put the bird in here, you'll need to elevate this. What I'll use generally is a small box with newspapers shoved in it, and then I'll shove the bird inside that to hold it up, and then leave the bird, like I said, for like 24 to 48 hours so it cleans out its crop before you take it out to set it up for food and water. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and set that up, and the bird right now seems to be in good shape. Droppings look good, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully within a week the bird will be back in its normal shape. So thank you, and until the next time.